Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and the mini series How to Become a Top 1% Destroyer Captain. With the first episodes of this mini series, you received all the information to become an intermediate to good destroyer player. And today in the sixth episode we will focus on certain aspects to give you really the tiny bit of extra knowledge to become a top 1% destroyer player. Today we will be focusing on how to predict enemy battleships or enemy ships course outside of the aim prediction of the torpedo predictor. So I will talk you through how you can get your best guess what the enemy ship really will do before you hit the torpedo launcher, and also how to dogfight for a cap in detail. Today's ship will be the Loyang, the Pan-Asian Tier 7 destroyer, which has standard torpedoes but short range, 7.8 kilometers. And it has one of the best sonars in the game with 5.4 kilometers. But a bit low HP and a very good concealment with 4.9 kilometer in my configuration. But anyways, this tutorial is not so much about playing the Loyang, but I'll be talking about general things and analysis so you can understand how to behave in a certain situation. Having said that, let's kick off the game. As soon as the game starts, you're going to analyze which are the enemy ships, how many radar is there, which ships have radar, and so on. So I assume we have done this here already. So we are in the infamous center spawn, B spawn. And what I usually do here is I move right of the B spawn, because the enemy B spawn will spawn at this green position and you have line of sight to them, so you can spot them. Unlike if you would go to B spawn on the left side, you can't usually spot the enemy on the opposite side. And that would give you an additional information, namely if they gonna stay at B spawn, so cornering around that island on their side, or if they move into A spawn or into C spawn. So you need to get a visual as soon as possible to understand what the enemy team is doing on this map here. So analyzing the mini map is really key if you want to become a top destroyer player. So we are moving around, as said earlier, and we are gathering information. And as soon as we get around, we get the first information, and then it is up to you how quickly you can work with that information and take the correct decisions. So you will, in a second, you will understand what I mean by that. So let's move around and then we will pause the game to see how you would move on in that situation. So here we are now. We spotted the Le Fantasque in 5.3 kilometer bow into us, so obviously coming our direction. And we see one red ship moving into A, so there's no big threat. But there are two more ships joining the Le Fantasque, so they might open up to you while your own support is around the corner, so you won't have fire support. So what would you initially do? And don't think too long, because obviously by the time we're talking now, you would have been within 3 kilometers of the Le Fantasque if you would continue. So I decided to go forward a little bit further. And why is that? Usually players would instantly smoke up and hit the brakes and wait here for any better whatever and move out, release their torps and so on. But I continue with my smoke generator on. Smoke generator is more than 20 seconds. You can see that on the left bottom side. So it will follow my tracer. And the reason for that is I can anytime decide to slow down and make the enemy think I will slow down immediately while I still continue. And I continued to the very last second because I want the Fantask to be very well in my sonar range, so namely below 5 kilometer. And then I hit the sonar because the Fantask was just sitting there and hoping for me to rush him so he can release the torps. You have to know the Fantask has very forward facing torpedo angles, and if I would have closed in, he probably would have moved forward very fast and torped me to death. So it was about time to slow down and to release my torpedoes and start firing. And as you can see, he's slowly reversing, trying to avoid my shots, and he's trying to get out of my sonar range, which he finally did. But it doesn't matter. We don't take too much risk here, and we gunned him down to the very last HP. And even if we would have lost sight, we would have left the smoke in this moment and take the kill shot, or we had taken it next time. So point here is don't immediately slow down, but carefully choose the point and the position where you want to find. And you also might have noticed while I was fighting the Fantask, I put my nose to the southeast of the map. So you saw that Mogami there, and the Mogami was shooting and torping me. So I made sure that my nose was into the direction of the Mogami. So the Mogami torps and shots couldn't hit me if they had arrived in time. So obviously we want to get the cap now, and we're using the aim predictor to constantly analyze the movement of the enemy ships, but not only one ship, but many ships. So we're switching the target and decide which target we want to focus. And we see the Mogami to the right, the Sinop to the left, so we put some torps on the Sinop, but not really thinking the Sinop will be slowing down behind that island, but if he would, we're going to catch him. So now we're aiming for the Mogami, and we see the ships at A spawn. And there's a short moment where we have to analyze if we go to C spawn and get the ships camping behind that island, which is a good way to play this game, but I decided to go south because we have the majority of the ships in A cap, and I was thinking we can overrun A faster than C because my way is shorter and my impact is higher. And if we get C, there's no way they can get the cap back because we have C and no enemy ship there, and we have B. Then we would only have to defend B, and we will win the game. So trying to hit the Mogami with some torps here and being as close as possible to our concealment range of 4.7. But Mogami is doing a good play here, turning unexpected directions and avoiding our short-range torps, so we don't really have a good chance to torp it. And meanwhile, the enemy destroyer pops up, but obviously our guns turn fast enough, and he's no match for our guns. So we quickly take him down. And then again, we have to analyze, okay, do we get the Mogami or do we get the battleship? And we try to assist with the battleship, which is coming our direction. And here we start to understand how we work with the aim prediction. So I'm using the aim predictor to see how the enemy speed will change, how the direction will change. You see how the aim prediction is moving with the enemy movements. So as it looks now, he would just continue forward and go to B spawn. And so we stop the game here, and again I ask for your decision. What would you do now? I think most players would just right now, or if not earlier, release their torps. They wouldn't even wait to get closer. But I usually go as close as possible and fire the torpedoes in the last moment, because that increases your hit chances by far. Because the closer you are, the less time there is the enemy ship can change its course. So we keep monitoring the aim predictor, and you will see the ship will start to slow down and start a turn to the left. And while turning, you have to analyze how much the ship will turn. And if you look at the mini-map, you see the ships in A spawn of the blue team, and the Flounderer can either avoid our torps, but naturally, he will try to not show broadside to our team. So it is pretty obvious the Flandre will do a full turn here and go nose in to our A-spawn team. You can see the aim predictor slowing down now. So I'm preparing myself to turn and to torp. But now here's the moment where I understand, okay, he's probably going to go for a full turn, and he's not just going slightly in me, but he's going full around. So now we need to do the aiming about twice the aim prediction ahead, because this is the distance you need when the ship makes a full turn in close range. And now we spot it. So we hit up the smoke generator, we break the line of sight, and we just wait for him to finish and put the nose into the direction of our ships, and that gives him a full broadside of our torpedoes. So by analyzing the map situation, where our other ships is and where the crossfire is, you understand where the battleship will probably will be heading to. So you need to plan ahead. So don't use the aim predictor to just put the torpedoes where it suggests, but predict the enemy ship where it will be by analyzing the minimap and put yourself on the chair of the enemy ship. We will do the same again with the Mogami now. So the Mogami will go into A cap. At the moment, as it looks, we use the aim predictor again to understand the course and the speed of the Mogami, and we will take our conclusion. And same here, Mogami closing in, and then again we understand the Mogami is going to turn out because he was border hugging all the time, so chances are he will run away. And we fire again about twice the distance because we wait for a full turn, but he's not turning fast enough. So we open up fire and he's keen for the kill. So we turn out, and because we shot, he's going to take the full turn because he wants his guns in range, which gives us the citadel opportunity because we are close enough. And of course, he's then showing full broadside to our torpedoes. So I hope this video showed you a little bit how I predict the enemy course aside from the aim predictor, and you should practice this in the game, and yeah, I think it will make you a better destroyer player and increase your hit chance. Thank you for watching this video. Enjoy the day, and follow my channel, subscribe, like, and leave your comments. Thank you and goodbye.